Come with us on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, and the unbelievable. We will test your senses and challenge your beliefs. A world where science and religion clash. Or do they? You will meet real people and hear real stories, but you will not believe. You will witness strange sights and hear strange sounds, but you will not believe. This is the New England Ghost Project. Welcome to the nightmare.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Ghost Chronicles. Morning edition.
That's right.
Because it is the morning, and it is Ghost Chronicles. I am Ron Kolek, your host, and with me is the Professor Lou Blase.
Talking TV before we went on.
Yeah. We just want to remind everybody that this Wednesday is another episode of the Affection Connection.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Very excited.
I am always excited about the Affection Connection.
Any questions in there about how the husband should react when the wife gets in an accident?
No comment.
Yeah.
Anyway, I picked up the new Eagle Tribune here.
Oh, okay.
And
we're doing Zodiacs?
No.
Oh.
I did notice the headlines: Dustin statue vandalized for the third times in recent months.
Who? Hannah Dustin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have problems with that.
I
know we've talked about this before.
Damn Indians.
Huh?
Damn Indians.
Well, yeah, them too. But
you know what? I'm tired of the Indians. I'm sorry. I am.
Well, then it's funny.
They have their big morning ceremony for Thanksgiving. So it's like
the Globe I don't read the Globe, but I'm on the Globe mailing list, so I get all the promotions for articles and stuff like that. And they had a pro and con, a two-sided article about how appropriate Thanksgiving was, turkey was for Thanksgiving, and it's like,
I'll screw that.
I know, it's like, oh God,
we got it. Get over it. You know what? Honest to God, those Indians weren't alive during them, whatever we did to them. And I wasn't here, whatever they did to them. My ancestors weren't here whenever they did to them. I'd say 3 million. Well, everybody in this country wasn't here when this happened. So, you know what? Get over it. I was, I watched they had a slideshow, of course, on Amazon about the worst massacres in history.
Yeah.
And you know what? A lot of those were horrible. Absolutely made anything that happened between the Indians and the settlers nothing compared to we're talking hundreds of thousands of people. And you know what? Most of those countries have moved on and gone beyond. And that's what happens. This country is not your country anymore. It is now America. And you can be part of it, or you can just sit on your reservations. If that's what you want, feel free. But it is what it is. Everybody that came over here had beefs and problems with somebody. But, this country is supposed to be the melting pot. All get together. All right, never mind what our pasts were, but this is what we are now. And that we can become better if we join together. Instead of what's happening now is diversity. Everybody just wants to be different. Everybody wants, gets offended by everybody else. It's, you know what, let's work together. Let's,
So maybe you shouldn't watch Yellowstone because there's a heavy Native American influence in it. And there's a storyline.
I got no problem with it. I really don't. As long as, it's just, I just don't like people shoving their style of life or their beliefs down my throat. You can have your beliefs. I have my beliefs, and I can honor your beliefs. But you know what? Don't shove them down my throat. Don't you affect my life with your beliefs. You know what?
I hate the one-sided presentation of all this stuff.
Everything's one-sided.
It's like everyone talks about in this around Thanksgiving and around Columbus Day, and even we're talking about Yellowstone. They make this. They tell these stories about the oppressions of the Native Americans when colonists came over, and it's like, well, yeah, that's true, but
there was
a lot of stuff going on in a lot of different directions. It wasn't pristine. The Native Americans weren't sitting there, with the peace pipe, using every piece of the buffalo and being totally peaceful. They were out killing each other and raping each other.
By the way, what would this country look like if there were no settlers that came over here?
I don't know.
Conquered by the Russians, conquered by the Chinese, conquered by who else?
Yeah.
Anybody and everybody.
Yep.
Uh,
But there's no clean. There's no. I hate single effect arguments.
what happened in the
human,
past happened in the past.
But in human endeavor, there is no single effect. There is no one thing that caused everything. It's again, Neil deGrasse Tyson went on talking about how English meant colonization and taking over other lands and stuff like that. Europeans, and it's like, well, okay, where on earth did that not happen?
Yep.
Going back to Africa, going back to the Middle East, going to Southeast Asia and Asia in general. I mean, people were taking things from people throughout the history of mankind.
Okay, so you want to know what's there was the slideshow was interesting. If it comes across your thing on, I believe it was on Bing, check it out. It's slideshow, so it's quick. 32 massacres. Some of them kind of like, Boston Massacre. Wasn't that many. But this is a list of some of the top massacres. And this is the Sichuan Massacre between 1945 and 1946. It is said that millions of people were killed in the city of Sichuan during that time. Although there are not many records of the event, we know it was
perpetrated.
Thank you. By Zhang Yangzhou, who became ruler of that prominence after leading a peasant rebellion. So let me get a slide because I have to do everything. So millions, okay. Yangzhou Massacre of 1645, another Chinese one. Yangzhou Massacre of 1645 is another massacre that took place in China. General Dodo,
okay,
I changed my name, perpetrated it. Started it.
Yeah.
Historians claim that 800,000 people were killed in 10 days. After that, the remains of the city of Yangzhou were burned to the ground. The reason of the massacre's resistance, the massacre was resistance attempt of the residents of the city. In other words, they rebelled a little bit. The Hemadian Massacre. Okay, I got some beauties here. Returning to the Ottoman Empire, as they are responsible for a famous massacre and a series of killings. We referred to the Hemadian Massacre of 1894. It was an attempt of the Ottoman Empire to keep its power and influence alive. They killed anywhere between 80,000 and 400,000 Armenian Christians in the process.
Wow. Yeah.
We're talking something. I'm going to just do the list. I'm not going to go into it too much. The Asiatic, ASIAT Vespers.
Okay.
I don't even know what these are, to tell you the truth. A massacre happened, let's see, this is in 88 BC. It was an attack known as the Asiatic Vespers. The massacre was conducted by the king of Pontus. What is Pontus? I never knew that place.
Yep. Spell it.
Pontus, Pontus. The king of Pontus. It was an all-out attack and slaughter of Romans that lived in Anatolia, which is Turkey, and believed in the result of 150,000 people. Massacre of the Latins. In 1182, the Roman Catholics in Constantinople were driven out of the city and sold into slavery and killed by tens of thousands. The massacre is believed to have happened because of class differences between wealthy Roman Catholics, also known as Latins, and the poor non-Roman Catholics. Poor meaning poor.
Yes.
Massacre of the Rhineland Jews. This happened during the 1066. It was a series of massacres exerted by the Germans throughout the country. German Christians committed mass murders of Jewish people in the guise of a crusade. That happened during the First Crusade, I believe.
Yeah.
I've got 3 more left. Chios Massacre. Ottoman Empire again was the cause of another famous massacre in 1822. 52,000 Greeks on the island of Chios that happened to be, that was during the Greek War of Independence. The massacre was used by the rest of Europe to isolate the Ottoman Empire from European democracy. 52,000. The Cyprus Massacre of 1570. Cyprus Massacre of 1570 is another event between 16 and 20,000 casualties. The massacre was an attempt, was the aftermath of the siege of the Ottoman Empire and lasted 4 months. After surrendering the city of Nicosia, it was laid to waste, and a large number of its inhabitants were massacred. Just gotta love it. Massacre of Prague. The next massacre we should talk about is the Massacre of Prague. Prague is a suburb of Warsaw in Poland. In 1794, 20,000 people were killed by Russian troops that conquered the city. There's also another massacre, the one in the woods, where the Russians killed 22,000 Polish officers in the woods outside of some place that was on the list. Chinese
World War II?
Yeah, World War II. Yeah. Chinese Massacre of 1639. It happened in the Philippines. It estimated the Philippines and Spaniards were slaughtered anywhere between 17,000 and 22,000 Chinese people. The reason of the massacre is tied to the fact that there were Chinese communities throughout Southeast Asia, and they were mostly working as merchants and scholars, and often would end up being wealthier. Damn wealth. And that's the end of my list for today. But yeah, it's brutal. So I mean, we talk about horrid massacres and stuff like that, and we're not even talking about the Holocaust. You know, we haven't even got to that. And by the way, I sorry I have to bring this in the same light, but we want to wish Happy Hanukkah to all our Jewish friends and listeners, right? So, yeah. So, you know, the one thing that really irritates me too is you know, I can never for the life of me understand why there's such a hatred of Jews throughout the world. I just don't get that. I really don't. Do you know? I mean, do you see the?
I'm no scholar on it, but generally, you know, wasn't it resentment of Jewish wealth and Jewish control and Jewish power?
So it's pretty much money that drives most of these things, huh?
Yeah. Well,
money or possessions. And in the case of the Indians, would be the land.
The Nazis believed the Jews were in control of everything, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot to do with it.
And there's some sentiment in this country that, you know,
I don't. It's supposed to be an enlightened country. I don't know why we have so much bigotry and hatred in this stupid ass country. I really don't. It's ridiculous.
Because it's been bred.
It goes back from the 60s.
Yeah, exactly.
We all get along. You know, well, not that. But I know what you're saying. But yeah, it's, you know, I don't know. Live and let live was always a good model. And if you did it, you just were good. So,
well, a lot of times when people have issues, when their life doesn't turn out the way they want it to, when they don't have everything they want, they have to create a villain to make it that person's fault because they can't take personal responsibility for their outcomes. So it's like, it's not because I don't have everything I want because of the Jews. I don't have everything I want.
It's true.
You know, they're externalizing it because it can't be their fault. They can't take responsibility for that.
You know, that I think is the root of all problems, material possessions. I mean, the more you have, the more you want. And if you can't have something, you...
For people who just popped in, I used the Jews as an example in our conversation. I wasn't...
Yeah, no,
saying that.
No, I mean, this is a candid show. We talk our... You know, but we were talking about why the Jews were persecuted. So you're right on target.
Yeah. So all these people here in the United States with our political division, you have liberals who don't have everything they want, and it's rich people. Right? As if there's a limited
There's always a target, yeah.
Yeah, as if there's a limited amount of money and rich people have it so poor people can't.
Right.
It's like, no, money is unlimited. You have responsibility over how much money you make and what you do with it and how you live your life. But when it doesn't work out, they don't want to take personal responsibility. So they blame the rich. So they blame, quote unquote racist. So whatever it is, they're blaming. There has to be evil elsewhere because it can't be a situation of they're responsible for their own outcomes. Personal responsibility is dead in this country.
It really is. I agree with you on that. And this country, the great thing about this country, and we have so many stories throughout, and we still have great stories now, is that you can be what you want to be if you put it in the work and stuff. Yeah, I mean, sometimes life deals you a shitty deck, but sometimes, the human spirit is a lot. I mean, there's so many examples. I mean, the kid that was homeless. He was homeless. He ended up being a full scholarship in Harvard.
Yep.
Because he worked hard and everything else. He dealt with what life gave him, and that's what happened. Life sucks, that it's not heaven down here. So you deal with what you have and make the best of it. And you don't say, "Oh, why poor me?" and not like that. You've got to move on and do it. There's so many examples of people that do that. That people have lost their legs and stuff, and we see great things that they've done with it.
Yep.
Or
how about since societally, if we look at the history of this country, we talk about certain people having rough times in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just for my example, and I'm sure there are examples among the Polish people and things like that, but I'm Irish Italian. The Irish and Italians didn't have a good go of it here.
No, they didn't.
When they first came over here.
Hell no.
They
didn't even get along with each other, by the way.
They didn't even get along with each other. No, but Irish need not apply. Italian need not apply. The Irish and Italian were vilified in this country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough
and
for a lot of people.
They had the same. We talked about all the unrest, with Ferguson and stuff like that, and the way police relate to blacks in this country. At one point, that was the Irish people.
Oh yeah.
And how did the Irish people react to that? How did they solve that problem? They became cops.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
The paddy wagon is a paddy wagon because they're arresting a bunch of Irish people. Right.
Yeah.
And so the Irish were oppressed from a police standpoint all the time. And what they changed it by becoming cops.
Yeah.
And they won office and they, got into office, and the Italians did the same thing.
I mean, you look at people like Tesla came over here with virtually nothing in his pocket, and he became, rich at one time. Yeah. And there's so many stories of small entrepreneurs in this country, even today, that people come over here. And the guy do you remember during the COVID, the guy that paid all his employees, even though he had to close down his restaurant owner?
Yeah.
In Boston. It's in Boston. You can story it. But he came over here. He was an immigrant. He just, worked hard and everything else, set up a whole chain of things. And during the thing, he paid his employees. I mean, money isn't evil.
Well,
those people.
That's what we've been taught now, because that's the reason you don't have everything, because rich people are taking it from you. And again, it's externalizing responsibility for your outcomes.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So let's move on to something lighter.
Okay.
All right, so here's the headline, which is interesting. Lawrence Mann's casket drops and breaks open during funeral.
Kelly said that was perfectly said, whatever he said. So we appreciate it, or Ron appreciates it, or I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're absolutely.
Yeah.
A local family is suing the Perez Funeral Home, believed in Bellevue Cemetery in the city of Lawrence, after their loved one's casket was dropped into the grave, broke open, and the corpse fell out.
Oh, is this Lawrence, Mass?
Lawrence, Mass, my friend.
Oh, when did this happen?
I read it in the paper.
Right.
See,
so they dropped the
November 5th,
and the body spilled out.
Here it goes. Family members of the late Andrew Siriano, a resident of Puerto Rico, and Lawrence, who died on March 29th, 2019, has filed suit Wednesday in Essex Superior Court after numerous counts of negligence and negligent, reckless affliction of emotional distress.
Affliction of mental.
Yeah, you got distress.
Because I was thinking to myself, you got to show damages here.
Yep. The Siriano family contracted the Perez funeral following his death on April 5th, 2019, during the Siriano's burial at Bellevue Cemetery. One of the side straps of the city-owned casket lowering device broke, causing Mr. Siriano casket to drop into the grave, break apart. And according to the lawsuit, this is the best part. Here's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
All right. course, it's right when you have to scroll down. When the casket broke apart, Mr. Serial's corpse fell out of the casket into the grave and began oozing fluid in full view of horrified family members who became visibly distraught and hysterical.
Wow. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Several family members, leapt into the grave to care for the body, which was ultimately removed and brought back to the funeral home.
What? Are you going to leap into a grave with an oozing? And if this is very recent, the families listening, I feel bad for you, but you leap into the grave. Who does that?
Instinct.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, I don't know.
Could you do it? I couldn't.
No, there's no way in hell.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell.
I'm not going to go into the rest of this because, nine counts of specified negligence, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I read this in the paper, and I meant to bring it in a couple of weeks ago. And
so if the strap broke on the city-owned gear, how's the funeral home negligible?
Because they were the one that was lowering it, I guess. And you got to sue the cemetery for, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's specifically.
Okay, so I can see the casket falling and breaking open, and okay, the oozing, I understand it, but people leaping into the.
Oh, actually, you know what? The lawsuit is fairly reasonable. I'd give them the money.
Oh,
lawsuit filed by the Methuen attorney Delio Gomez. The family is seeking.
How much?
I read it wrong.
That's not reasonable.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
$50,001.
Oh, okay. That's reasonable.
I think it's reasonable. Just give them the money.
Yeah, you got your insurance is going to cover that.
$50,001. Wait a minute.
You got to have.
Am I getting this right? Thousands is 4, right? It's just the way it's written. It looks weird.
4 zeros. Yeah.
So be 1,000 be 1000, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So 50,000 and $1.
They must have litigation insurance that would.
I mean, I think that's reasonable.
That.
No offense. I think that's reasonable. It was a pretty traumatic experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I was wondering how you show damages, but I guess,
for that amount of money,
emotional affliction.
Pay him. Pay the man, as they say.
Jumping into the grave. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's a bad day at work right there.
It's a bad day for everyone.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Our condolences to the family.
I know. As we sit here laughing, yeah, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's we're not laughing at the particular incident. We're laughing at the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that it could possibly happen.
Yeah, I don't mean to offend anybody.
We really don't. We really don't. It must have been things. Like I said, it was a traumatic. It had to be a traumatic experience for him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I couldn't imagine. So, anyway, so
50,000 though, it is reasonable.
I think it's reasonable.
Yeah.
I just pay the man.
I would think so.
I would. Just to make it go away, it'd be worth it.
Jesus, $10,000 has to be attorney fees for that, right?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm gonna go big, right?
Yeah. So, we always talk about ghosts and why they haunt places, right? And they have different things. I mean, we're thinking about the massacres. Those places must be wicked haunted, or are they really?
But there are different types of hauntings, right? There's there are energy,
quote
unquote hauntings, and there are active sentient hauntings, right? I mean, if you go to Gettysburg, there's just a lot of energy going around there, right?
Yeah, but when you think, 100,000 people would be a lot of, traumatic experience. I mean, because you can't kill 100,000 at once. It's not like it was Iwo Jima or Nagasaki. You drop the bomb, boom, it's gone. But, a lot of those people saw other people being killed and everything else and were fleeing for their own lives. So I would imagine that would be traumatic. So I would guess that those were.
Do you hang out on Quora at all a lot? It's a website that's basically.
How much time do you think I have? You're like, ask me, did I watch this TV? And it was like this. My God,
it's.
I have a life,
People ask questions and other people give them answers, and you never know.
So it's like the affection connection.
Kind of, yeah. And you never know the qualifications of the people involved, but there are people
Certainly like the Russian connection.
there are people who have some credentials and tell some stories and stuff like that, and it's just it's all over the map in terms of subjects, whatever you want.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like most of these sites where if you click on an answer or something, it'll give you more of that.
Yeah.
So for a while, I was getting World War II stuff, and it's like the brutality of the Japanese. And we talk about the Nazis and the Holocaust and the genocide over there. The Japanese were brutal, vicious people.
Oh yeah.
The war they waged, especially in China.
Yep.
They were just vicious.
What was that cigarette lab there? I forget the lab. They conducted experiments in a lab in
China.
China.
That's right. Yep.
Where they had actually skinned people alive and stuff.
Yep.
To measure different things and do different things to people just to see the tolerances of pain and stuff like that.
And this is where you start to get in these situations like people will criticize the United States for the bombing of Japan. And it's like, well, you can't drop the bomb. So what's the alternative? Invade? 3 more million people would have died in an invasion in Japan.
I still don't particularly agree, but
about what?
The bombing.
You don't agree with the bombing?
No.
Okay.
Because you're still talking civilians, children, and women, which to me is difficult. The same with the bombing of Dresden. To me it was a horrible thing again.
But again, what's your alternative? What's the choice you're making at this point? Japanese weren't surrendering. They didn't surrender after the first bomb dropped.
Yeah.
It would have caused an invasion in Japan.
Yes.
Which would
war as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So what? You would rather kill women and children? Is that
women
what you're telling me?
Women and children are going to die either way.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
What? Not our women and children. What if they dropped it on us?
Yeah, no, I understand.
I cannot advocate under any circumstances the killing of women and children. I'm sorry. Women, maybe if they're attacking you, that's
fair enough.
Self-defense, but same, I just can't. It's just not in my nature, and I don't see how anyone could do it. It's typical mob rule. It's the only way that could possibly happen. But anyway,
yeah,
this is a real light show this morning, isn't it? God,
I know, right?
All right, so let's go back to Ghost, because it is Ghost Chronicle. Yes. So I was going through the internet, and I found out there's specific rules for ghosts.
Are there?
Yes, according to this person, I should give credit to her, right?
Rules of ghost conduct or rules?
Well, this is Amanda Lynette Madura.
Okay.
10 things you need to know about ghosts.
Okay.
So if anybody's listening, they're still interested in ghosts. Here we go. Rule number 1.
Yes.
A ghost is a specific type of spirit.
Fair enough.
A ghost is a person who has died, who has not crossed over into the light.
Okay.
After death, becoming a energetically and spiritually bound to the earth, giving them an alternative name as earthbound spirit.
Okay.
Neither gaining energy from human physical body or from the divine light. People who are ghosts gain energy from the local environment, which may or may not include living people within that environment. So they're saying they're earthbound because they're not getting any, and they're here because they're not getting energy from their physical body or the divine light. So they're sucking off the energy from the environment.
I see.
And living people.
All right.
What do you think?
It's as good as an explanation as any, I guess.
I don't know. It's a little moly to me. Whatever.
Well, I don't know. What are some of the theories about why why ghosts are stuck on this plane?
Who says they're stuck here? I don't believe they're stuck here.
You don't?
No.
Yeah.
I believe in free will. We're born with free will and we die with free will.
Oh, so they've decided to stay here.
They've decided to stay here.
As opposed to going to heaven.
Oh, they come back. What makes us think they were like hanging around?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to stick around in this cold, crappy cemetery where my body fell into the grave.
Heaven. They go to heaven. They go wherever in time and space. They have their choice.
Well, speaking about time, that's the next one.
Okay.
Perfect segue. There is a timeline to becoming a ghost. You think you just dropped dead and you're a ghost? A deceased person only becomes a ghost in technical terms when they stay on Earth after crossing over after the crossing over window has passed after death.
Okay, so there's a window from which you can cross over to whatever.
Yeah, for limited time only.
Limited time only.
Sunday.
Right, your little card expires.
People are generally between 3 and 10 days go to the light after they die, and most do. The window often closes after that, and final rite ceremony has ended. There is no one to call.
So, is there a registry of passing spirits where you decide you want to cross over and somebody says, nope, I need more paperwork, or you don't have the right paperwork?
Not all people chose to stay on Earth this long after their deaths, but some do. And those who stay because the window has closed, and these people become linked here to Earth indefinitely.
Who's closing the window?
I don't know. Maybe it's,
Yep.
This window's only open for 10 days. It's closing. It's closing. You must have seen so many of those science-fi action things. You got to jump under the door before it closes.
Ghost Whisperer.
Any of them.
Yeah. So there's someone keeping track of each person's personal window expiration.
If you believe this
Yeah.
time, if you believe in time, which is man-made,
yeah,
I guess.
Yep.
For a limited time only, you can move to heaven. However, if you don't, you're stuck.
Offer expires.
Offer expires. Unless you get a coupon. Okay. Oh boy, now we're in trouble.
Yep.
Ghosts can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I'm in deep shit. Though often unseen due to their lack of physical body, ghosts live on Earth and are all around us on a daily basis. Because of this, they can listen to our conversation at any time. Some ghosts highly enjoy eavesdropping on others in this way, especially if it is something they wish they could have done while they were alive on Earth, but never had the opportunity. Now they're invisible. They have the opportunity in the world, all the opportunity in the world.
So that suggests,
yes, it does,
that you should have your one of your seances at a strip club.
The hell, have it in the bathroom.
What?
Well, they can hear you. Never know they can go in the bathroom too.
Yes, but
when you're sitting on the crap and it's like a ghost there. Hello.
They like eavesdropping and being involved in things that they wouldn't be involved in. So you got some guy from the 1600s. He's going to the Golden Banana.
Here you go.
We didn't have this back in the day.
We didn't have showers. She's taking a shower.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You think ghosts are listening to us?
I hope somebody's listening to us.
Yeah.
You never know right now. All right. Ghosts can be helpful. Casper a friendly ghost. Unfortunately, some television media has a bias on the perspective of ghosts. Ooh. Many ghosts who don't make the news actually can be helpful. Make the news.
Okay.
I have seen ghosts walking women to their cars late at night in the parking lot, almost as a safety escort.
She's seen them. So
she's a medium, evidently.
Okay.
I have seen ghosts in vacant vacation homes in my area, seemingly keeping robbers at bay by scaring anyone who enters. I have also, I've also seen ghosts scream into the faces of children to prevent them from running across the road and otherwise being harmed.
Okay.
And finally, I have seen ghosts help husbands at the grocery store make sure they pick up the right ingredients for dinner.
Really? Maybe I've been helped by a ghost and I didn't even know it.
They are not always causing problems, though the media would like you to believe this. I don't know what media believe in ghosts.
Well, all the stories we get, whether they be movies or
Well, it's movie, it's not media. There's
Yeah.
a difference between media and movies, although sometimes the line is a little gray, but
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. So that's what happens
Do
when I
you
go
believe-
grocery shopping, huh?
do you believe in any of this?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm making fun of, I mean, because I'm,
Oh, bring it up. We're talking about it.
do I believe in it? I don't believe in these 10 rules, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
I don't believe in a window. Ghosts can be helpful. I guess they can be helpful. I mean, we have if you believe in guardian angels, and
Yeah,
depending what your definition of a guardian angel is, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we all like to think that loved ones have passed and are with us, right?
Yep.
But they're not, according to this, they're not saying loved ones. They're just saying ghosts. Maybe they have the ghost patrol that goes out here and protects people. I have no idea.
The ghost has a crosswalk duty.
Yeah, crosswalk duty. There you go.
Keeping kids from
Grocery store. Oh, shoots. I got grocery store duty again. Damn.
Where are all the ghosts during these massacres we talked about earlier?
Yeah, I know. Oh, God. Uh-oh. This is one I did not know, and I'm really interested to hear about because ghosts can also cause hiccups.
Oh, really?
See? So next time you have hiccups, some ghosts actually enjoy haunting.
Wait a second. We're passed on from the hiccups?
No, that's still
That's part of the hiccups?
It's the next line of the
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
Don't you love the way I read this?
Yeah.
Remember, ghosts are people, and some people, for reasons I can never understand, enjoy laughing at the expense of others.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Misery loves
It's
company.
the most believable thing she said.
Misery loves company. And when a dead person is miserable, they will do their best to make those around them miserable as well. Got any ex-wives dead? You're in trouble. With that said, I've seen ghosts intentionally cause fight between two people. Ooh, so now, first of all, she's telling us that the ghost was nice and helpful. They were picking out things at the grocery store for you and saving kids from crossing the street and walking people to cars. And now they're causing fights. I have seen ghosts.
Does a ghost know which quinoa box to buy, by the way?
I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah.
I have seen ghosts misplace items and cause stress. Yeah. Also called old age.
Yeah.
Knock over a child's water glass. At a restaurant, causing the poor child get in trouble.
Yep.
And I have seen ghosts push people. Yeah, you don't stumble. There was a ghost pushing me. And these ghosts give all ghosts a bad name.
Wow.
So once again, this goes back to what we initially talked on the beginning of the show, that nobody takes responsibility for anything.
Exactly.
I didn't do it. The ghost pushed that glass over.
Yep.
It wasn't me, Daddy. It was a ghost.
I didn't spill that. The ghost spilled it.
Yep, there you go. I can't find my keys. That damn ghost took it. No, because you're getting old like me.
So I always blame the referees.
Yeah. Okay. So I can see this one because I know I certainly will be. Ghosts enjoy attention.
Yep.
Ghosts are mostly invisible. I have no idea why they stick that line in there, but it did. They can gather energy in their surrounding space to create a visual appearance. Yes, this takes skill, practice, and lots of intentional effort, but some ghosts don't care to make it. What? Which some ghosts don't care to make. Okay, I get it. So you can have ghosts, but they don't want to work at it. When they run into a person, a child, or an animal who can sense them, see them, or hear them, they get excited. Wouldn't you?
That makes sense.
If you were if you were being largely ignored.
I know if somebody listens to me, I get excited.
Yeah, me too.
Because it doesn't happen.
If anybody listens to this show, I get excited. Because they get
listen in general. But...
because they get excited about being noticed, many will do whatever it takes to hold on to their attention, make noise, dance, start screaming, knock things off the shelf, or otherwise be more elaborate in their efforts to get noticed.
Why? See, questions pop up here.
You think more than one?
No, it's little to do with our article, but and I can think of a famous example of this, but there's been a ton of death packs, right? It's like when I tell my kids, you find marshmallows somewhere around me after I'm gone, because I used to peg marshmallows at the kids. That was my idea of fun. I said, so someday you're going to find a marshmallow.
You sicko.
Somewhere. Oh, they'd just be sitting on the other side of the room, and I'd just peg them.
That would be good.
But
actually, that's a good, yeah.
Yeah, that's how.
Sign.
So a little, death packs. It's like, this is how I'm going to let you know I'm around.
Yep.
That type of thing. And the famous example of this is, you would imagine Houdini would have been the most activist ghost possible. Houdini would have tried everything to try to be a show, right? Put on a show and tell everybody that there's ghosts and show everybody there's ghosts. Why hasn't there been that person who's tried to, in the spiritual world, just have fun with it?
I mean, you listen to other mediums and they'll tell you about different ghosts that show up. Even certain ghosts show up, and I mean, as soon as someone dies, they show up. I mean, look at Clarence the Lion showed up.
Wasn't Clarence, was it?
I don't know, whatever that poor lion was.
Poor lion, yeah.
That got shot by the dentist, who was tortured for the rest of his life until they found something more interesting.
But it's like, why hasn't someone said, when I die, I'm going to go to the East Room of the White House, and the president's going to be making a speech. I'm going to push the podium over. That's how you'll know it's me.
Yeah.
You would think someone, I mean, that sounds something you'd do. You'd want to go, right? You'd want to go find, first thing you do is go find a seance or a medium or something.
Oh, you would never know what I wanted to do. Nor do you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 7, ghosts can interact with other ghosts.
Sure. Makes sense.
Ghosts who are attached to Earth and not crossed over into the light can see other people who have not crossed over too. Ghosts can see other ghosts, just like people see other people. Ghosts can choose to ignore the others, interact with them, be scared of each other, or develop relationships with ghosts. So can they have ghost sex?
I would imagine. Sure.
Brings a whole new meaning to ectoplasm.
Yeah.
Think about how many people interact while they're alive. Some people ignore others, and others say hi. Some are busy. I listened to this in the news. I'm sorry, I got to go off on this. The media group just bought the Penguins, right?
Yes.
One of the prime, who's it, Warner?
Yeah.
Yeah, Warner. They were talking about the stupidest things he's done. And one of them brought up, he says, the time he waved at Ray Charles.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, I heard it on the radio this morning. It's on the radio, so I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, I've seen heard stories and stuff. I remember the most famous one I've used a lot. It was there were ghosts upstairs in the house and ghosts downstairs in the house. And the ghosts upstairs were afraid to go downstairs because there were ghosts down there.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I think we anthropomorphize spirits more than we should.
What was that word?
Anthropomorphize.
That's a biggie.
We give them human qualities.
There you go.
Right? But they're not human anymore.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. We give them human qualities because a ghost is a disembodied spirit. Disembodied human.
Yeah, because we can't deal with that. We can't deal with the concept, the spiritual concept.
We have no clue what they can do, to tell you the truth.
I know, but if we can't activate our senses with them, it's hard for us to comprehend.
Yeah.
And spirit world doesn't always activate our senses, so we kind of interpret everything in a way we can deal with it.
I mean, in my own investigation stuff, I've had times, and take it for what it's worth, is that when we've thought that we've had other ghosts come in to a location, it had nothing to do with the location, nothing to do with the people there or anything, but just because they realized that someone was trying to contact the other side, or they were just interested in seeing what was going on or anything. So, I mean, I can understand that, but whatever.
Is there temporal confusion?
I don't think there is temporal. There's no such thing as time.
Yeah, but for example, you have a ghost from the 1700s.
Yep.
Right. And he walks into a seance in 2021.
Yep.
And I don't know, there were women there.
Mm-hmm.
That would be confusing to him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
or someone's someone's looking at a cell phone, or do they ever have questions about it? Are they aware of the time? Are they the way everybody's dressed? But do they see?
That was the interesting thing. I remember when I first started doing this, and I started working with Brian the monk. He's a Franciscan, not a monk, but that's what Cahill called him. He was really a friar, but yeah,
you get Leslie there showing her ankles.
He was always saying that's how you could tell if ghosts were really cognizant, if they could tell you what you were wearing.
Yeah,
that way you would know if they were in our temporal, if they could see into our temporal, into our time, or not. So yeah.
Did they ever react to that though? Again, someone from the 1700s looking at the way a woman dresses now would be just flummoxed.
I've had different experiences where yes, I remember at the Tennant Gatehouse there was some. Now this is all. It's not like we talk to a ghost. I mean, through mediums or whatever, but they were upset because I wore a hat in the house, whatever at times. So, or I didn't like my hat or whatever. There's different cases like that where you've got that reaction, but once again, I mean, there's no really proof of it, but it's just it's just weird stuff. I mean, and honestly, I think that I don't believe in earthborn stuff. I think that ghosts pretty much have free will. They can come and go. If they're at a place, they chose to stay at that place. If they want to go, they go. If they come, they come. Or there's no reason why you couldn't even be everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back to God. God is everywhere, right? So if we're in the same energy, because we are created like God, our energy could be everywhere too, as well.
Yep. This is about the anthropomorphizing too, because I always used to laughingly say, why would a spirit hang out in Lowell when they can be anywhere in time and space? And it's like, that's dealing with our perception of existence, where you have to be in one place. You can't be in multiple places. Why can't they be everywhere at the same time? Right. Yeah.
I remember we did a seance one time, the red light seance, and we had a weatherman from Boston come in.
You've said like a live one, right?
Yeah.
Not a dead one.
He was alive, right? So if we have that energetic, we talk about astral projection and that type of stuff. So that remote viewing. So
now, did that interact with his own consciousness? In other words, am I showing up?
We're not aware. We didn't contact him and say, hey, did you get this weird dream or something?
Would have been the first phone call I made.
Yeah.
But am I involved in seances somewhere, or dealing
with like my phone call would go through to some television weatherman. Hi, this is Ron Kolek. I'm a ghost hunter. Can I speak to
what
Bob Copeland?
What else do they got to do? But is that possible? Am I involved in other stuff? Is my energy consciousness being involved in other stuff on another plane somewhere?
It very, very well could be. We don't know. We don't. We totally don't understand consciousness and conscious energy, and so we really don't know. I mean, when I took Dr. Yang's class in spoon bending, and I always bring this up because it kind of fits to this thing, is that we did a series of exercises on how to bend spoons, and we talked about this, and one of them was to send your other self out to bend the spoon, and so other self, so they consider it, the other self. So yeah, so you can multitask is what I'm trying to tell you.
And we talked about remote viewing, the government remote viewing, that
astral projection, same thing.
That involves sending your other self, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. Here's a good one. There is only freedom in Ghostland.
Okay.
Never knew there was a Ghostland.
Yeah.
Well-meaning ghosts may be scared by other ghosts, and rightfully so, because they have no protection from this scarier bunch in any way. Oh, some ghosts can even be convinced to cross over simply by telling them they won't have to live anymore in a lawless land where criminals can do what they want.
Oh, so the spirit
So
world is the Wild
Ghostland,
West.
whoa, I guess so. This is something new. I never knew. Ghostland.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a new sheriff in town.
Ghostland is that, in her estimation, is that space between Earthbound and
I have no
the
idea.
light, quote
I
unquote,
have
the
no-
light. Yeah.
But then she says, some ghosts can even be convinced to cross over. I thought the window closed. What the hell?
So exactly. Good
What are they
point.
Yeah.
Right? If their window's closed, what choice do they have?
Well, evidently, maybe people can make this window open.
So what would happen? What could spiritual criminals do?
They sage the place, and you can cross over to the window when it opens up. It's attracted to sage or something. I don't know. I have no clue.
But what crime would one spirit commit against another?
I have no
Could
clue.
they possibly? I don't know.
I have no clue what's it like to be a ghost.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Ghosts can come through mediums.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Yeah. Most mediums believe they are and wish to connect with only those in spirits who have crossed over to the light.
Yeah.
Oh, Sally, it doesn't always happen. But your medium doesn't specifically, wait a minute, but if your medium doesn't specifically, wait a minute, but if your medium doesn't specifically that this happens before, specify, thank you.
Yeah.
Don't you love this? I mean, you gotta try to interpolate what I'm saying.
All right. I just needed to go a little bit beyond for context.
It didn't create my mind just goes so freaking anywhere. By setting an intention or specifically check to see if the spirits who have come into the session are from the light. If it is possible, ghosts show up and communicate and deliver a message. Okay, so they can deliver messages. This can be a potential problem, though, as only those who have crossed over and are in the light can be guaranteed to tell the truth by delivering the message of love.
Where's this article, by the way?
I'll give it to you at the end. It's one more, then I'll give you the whole deal. While you may be
Trying to figure out if she get paid for this article.
I probably. While you are being communicating with a bona fide deceased person, to a bona fide medium.
Yes.
It is important that your medium also be doing proper checks to make sure the ghost they are connecting with is fully crossed over. Can we see your card, please?
Yeah.
You see a crossover, your passport?
I think we've talked about this before. New England Ghost Project could go into this business and certify mediums.
Here you go.
Give them a rating.
Bona fide.
Bona fide, right. Yeah.
I had a laugh. I put on, somebody posted on Facebook on something. Have you ever lived in a real haunted house? And I wrote back, as opposed to a fake one?
Yeah.
A real haunted house.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
One that you could credential, one that you could
a real haunted house.
A real haunted house, yeah.
Since you can't prove it, our place is haunted or not.
Right.
Whatever.
But I bet there are a lot of people who said they did.
Anyway, some ghosts want to cross over, even though their window's closed.
Yep.
To help cross over ghosts into the light, you generally have to talk them through it.
See, again, it sounds like it's their option, but how is it their option after their window is closed?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And convince them into believing. Okay. Why it's about time that they actually, and it's a great idea. Oops, excuse me. Some ghosts are more easily convinced than others.
Ghost is giving you hiccups.
Yeah, see, he's giving the crap out of me because I'm making it wrong. Okay. So I don't know. Anyways, you just have to convince them to cross over, but the window's closed.
Just
I don't
have
know
to talk them into it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
Even though you can't.
Because
the window closed.
On the other side.
Because the window closed.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
She's contradicted herself.
I don't know. And that's what you need. The 10 things you have to know about the ghost world.
What's the one or two things you think people need to know about the ghost world?
I have no idea. See for yourself, believe whatever you want in. So this was by, and I want to give proper credit because I certainly don't want it. This was, you can get, if you use this code, you get 30% off products.
Excellent.
Anyways, Amanda Lynette Medea.
Okay. What's the site?
MEDER. It is AmandaLynette.com.
So it's her own blog.
Yeah, it's own blog.
Yeah.
It is a blog. Yeah.
What else is on her blog?
Well,
are you on her blog or you just?
I'm just reading this. 10 things that you need to know about ghosts. Okay, so 10 things you need to know about ghosts. And it has a picture of a field, right? And then they got a good-looking woman from behind who's got a white see-through skirt on, and yeah,
okay,
and a ribbon in her hair.
That's 10 things you need to know about.
I mean, so that's really
online marketing.
Yeah, I guess get somebody's attention. I guess I have no clue. Anyway, thank you, Lynette. That was interesting. You gave us a whole show on it virtually, and we do have to go, believe it or not, right?
We've got a couple minutes left.
Oh, we do have a couple minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, I do want to mention, don't forget the Affection Connection is on Wednesday at 11:30 right here where you're listening to this. And it's Lou, myself, and my wife, Janet. And we answer your questions on relationships of all types, right, Lou?
Yes.
We've done quite a few stories on everything from work relationships to sibling relationships to marital relationships, sexual relationships, I guess, pretty much everything, right?
Sure.
Neighbor relationships. So if you have a question, you can always email me at neghostproject.com, the letter N, the letter E, ghostproject.com, and we'll certainly discuss it on the air. And yeah, if you missed the show and you want to check it out, where can they find it, Lou?
They can find it on the Facebook page of the Affection Connection.
Affection
They can also find it on, if they want to get a start, they can go to the Net New England Talks. It'll be on there as well.
Cool.
Live. And then they can find it on most podcast outlets.
Wow. That's
Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Audible. If you have any of those apps, you can find the Affection Connection.
Unbelievable.
I'm just looking through
Lynette's website?
Amanda's website. Yeah.
I knew you would.
Let me see.
Yeah, anyway. But I also want to mention that coming the first of the year in January, I'll be doing my Paranormal CSI online and also in person. So stay tuned for details on that.
Online and in person at the same time?
Well, there'll be two courses. If you can't do it on in person, then you can do it online. So they'll be running concurrently. That's a big word for me, I know. But
oh, holy cow.
What? You know her?
No, Amanda. The membership program.
Oh.
Her monthly continuing education. Why join? It goes on. Become a member. What do you think the monthly plan is worth per month?
I don't know. Is it more than our Patreon?
Oh, yeah. I'd say so. Her monthly program is $73 a month.
Really?
Yes.
What do you get for the $73? A trip to Ghostland?
What's that? Okay. Hang on. Why join? Develop and understand your intuition from anywhere in the world with the support of a group call and fun guided exercises. The membership program is for those who want to focus and guided path to their spiritual routine, intuitive business development, all while continuing to grow intuitively with thought-provoking content in a balanced and holistic way. Live a more intentional, intuitive life. Have more fun developing your spiritual self, using gifts with clients or for those you love, and apply these skills to your everyday life to make more soul-aligned decisions, saving you time and money.
There you go. I don't know about saving you money.
For a mere $73 a month.
Yeah.
And once again, we're in the wrong business.
Speaking about our programs, you can join our Ghost Chronicles radio Patreon program for $3 a month, which is a savings of $68 off Amanda's program.
Yeah.
And we will give you all that spiritual stuff and laugh and everything else. So yeah, there's about 30 videos on there that are exclusive only to our Patreon members, and we have a growing list of Patreon members. We want to thank the latest one is Colin Billin from the UK, and Stephen Scott and Ann Ryan as well. Stephen Scott from Scotland, and yeah, the rest, well, Sue Brown, I might as well push them out there. Jason Doobie,
and more exclusive content.
Anna LaRoche. Yeah, that just keeps going. We want to thank all of you guys. And
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Dead Air Society.
And don't forget, tune in Wednesday, 11:30 for Affection Connection. Good night. God bless.
From goalies to ghosties, long-leggedy beasties, and things that go bump in the night. Deliver us, good Lord.